So we are back with the final look at this Autophone Aristocrat FL50 from England. Now, I did the video where I discovered the reason why the phone wasn't working properly. So I'll give you a quick recap. So I really wanted to figure out what was wrong with the telephone because no matter what I did with wiring and all that, the ringer would short out every time I pushed the ring button on the machine, the machine that's sitting over there. And to no avail, I couldn't figure it out. So I did some close looking and I discovered a copper wire wrapped around the capacitor of all the terminals. And of course I took that out because it's not normal to do that. And none of the wiring matched the colors of the copper wire. Everything else was a silver colored wire, different materials. And there was also a copper wire linking the two leads of the bell coils. And as soon as I removed those, everything was working 100% on this telephone. It was ringing, it was dialing out, and everything. And when I mentioned it in my video, the last video I have of this telephone that was opened up, I used that copper wire, and I don't think I said it correctly, but I used that copper wire that was wrapped around the terminals of the capacitor and used it as a bridge between two of the terminals on the terminal strip. So I didn't throw the wire away, but I reused it as a linkage between two of the terminals I needed without having to cut up other wires. So it's still in the phone, but it's serving a different purpose. This telephone happens to be in the olive green, and I've had this telephone since, 2009, and I think I just finished 7th grade. I think it was in the summertime, around my birthday, because I wanted to buy it because I discovered foreign phones at the time. And this was one of my first foreign telephones I ever got, and the Autophone here, the Aristocrat FL50, is a non-GPO telephone, so it was used on private systems, PBXs, pretty much in England, but some of them were also exported to Canada. This one happened to be in the state of New York when it was listed on eBay, so it probably ended up in Canada. Now, some of these telephones also were leased under the name Dictaphone, and that name would be on the center card here. And I'm assuming it would have been through one of its subsidiaries through the leasing. So, and I think, the name of it, the British Home and Office Telephone Company and other subsidiaries. So I'm assuming Dictaphone was another subsidiary or a different company that was leasing. So this was all independent. So this telephone is mixed with British and German parts. You've got, for example, the capacitor, which has a batch sampled stamp on it. And the dial, of course, is, it's not marked as such, but it is very similar to a DFG dial, which is the Deutsche Fernsehgesellschaft. Right? And I can't tell with the other parts, but I'm pretty sure they are British, but those are the only things I can think of that are the dial German and the capacitor is British. One problem I came across this telephone is that it was missing the contacts in both of the receiver and the transmitter. So I had to solder, or what I did was I actually taped the wires together. But when I was testing this telephone, of course the tape didn't work very well because when I had the phone plugged in, I put the receiver up to my ear without the cap here, so it was the metal on my ear. It was shocking my ear, so I had to figure out something else without shocking myself. I have a Western Electric transmitter in here. Notice how it's not seated all the way, as a temporary fix because the original would not work with what I was trying to do with hooking it up. I don't know why they took the contacts out, but I'm assuming when they were messing with the phone, it broke. Now we have the Autophone logo here in the handset, just like they would do in a 500 G-style handset. You know, it looks a lot like a G-style handset, except it's, you know, it looks a little different. Then you also have it on the center card. Now this dial card here is mounted under the finger wheel so that it won't stain or anything. There's the logo there. You can also have wait for tone before dialing. Use diamonds instead of dots or chevrons for, I guess, the double designations under the holes. You also got just a numeric dial bezel. You also have a space to put your phone number. Clear plungers here. And then, now this is worn off. It would have gold, I guess gold lettering, gold stenciling. But you can still see the Autophone Limited logo there. That's sort of countersunk into the housing. These were said to be brittle. This phone isn't broken, thank goodness. A couple of other collectors that I came across has like a gray one, tan. There's also black, and these phones also came with a wall-mounted option as well. They really didn't do anything different except for flipping the phone over, and they had a special bracket or something that would mount the handset. I'm not going to do that, but it would mount like this, I think. And of course the dial would have to be flipped for the wall mount. This dial is not screwed in. It seats on two notches, and there's two little parts that help it sit. And of course, when you put the shell back on it, it keeps it in place. I'll show you the bottom. So we got a stamp here, made in England. This is the bell adjuster. And I'm assuming BZ means buzzer, because I'm assuming if they were using an office setting, they would use a buzzer for the intercoms or whatnot to page someone in another office. So this was probably used maybe in a home setting. Who knows? Wish I knew the history. But that is the Autophone. I also, before I put in a modern cord here so we can plug it in and test it. So yeah, that is the Autophone FL50. They also made Bakelite models as well. This is one of the more modern telephones that they had. So it's good to have one in the collection, and I plan on enjoying having it in the collection for many years to come. Next, I will get out the machine and we will demonstrate. So we will be right back. Okay, we are back with the machine, so I got it turned on here. I will pick up the handset. I'll try to give you dial tone, but the volume is very, very low. Almost need an amplifier. We're testing the transmitter, and it's working very, very well. I unfortunately got some crackling in the handset though, but that's not surprising. I'll give it a couple of pulses here. There's two, and then I'll dial some numbers. All right, and the best part of this telephone is finally hearing it ring. So here we go. All right, it's finally nice to have a telephone that had been long dead to finally have it resurrected. So we will have more videos coming, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day. Thank you.